Hey guys, so a lot of you have been asking me to react to SsethTzeentach, and I always give the people what they want. So today we're going to be reacting to his Elden Ring review.
Hey people. Seth here. The following is highly experimental and may come off as disjointed or schizophrenic. I don't care. Elden Ring, the newest hot release by Hideo Miyazaki of Ghibli Studios, famous for classic animations such as Howl's Moving Mausoleum and My Invader Totoro. FromSoftware have really outdone themselves, as this game features not one, but two crustaceans. Possibly
two?
More. Unfortunately, I haven't unlocked the ability to swim, so I cannot confirm or deny that. The game begins, and I make my character. His name, Sambubu. His class, naturally, is wretched. I did originally consider prisoner, but I chose not to. I take the key as my starting item, and live to regret it after I get immediate access to a side dungeon and get run over repeatedly by a speeding train. I chose instead.
Oh my god, that like giant lawnmower thing, that's what I think it looks like. It's so annoying. Like, I hated that so much. Like, there's like so many trash mobs in Elden Ring that are just like so annoying to deal with, and then they don't even like drop anything good. I'm pretty sure that's one of them, but let me know if I'm wrong.
Immediate access to a side dungeon and get run over repeatedly by a speeding train. I chose instead to go the other way. After camping a few times, Melina
Tree Sentinel
offers me an accord.
Yeah, so the accord. So the Tree Sentinel, okay, I am so embarrassed to tell you guys how long it took me to defeat the Tree Sentinel. I played Elden Ring for the first time this past summer, and I immediately, of course, tried to defeat the Tree Sentinel without like leveling up. Of course, that didn't work, but I did level up a few times, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna like beat it now. And I literally spent like a solid week trying to beat the Tree Sentinel, and I'm kind of embarrassed about that. But when I did defeat it, oh my god, it was like the most amazing feeling like ever. Anyway, back to the video. Okay.
A few times, Melina comes by and offers me an accord. I turn it down because I think it's funny. I then proceed to kill Morgott and Godric before I realize I haven't leveled up. How?
Damn, he's good.
To know I had to say yes. Miyazaki, just because I'm offered the ability to talk to a woman doesn't mean I'm going to take it. I think that's a symptom of bad design. Conversely, I fell for the oldest trick in a book, the warm embrace of a woman's lap, only to find out 100 hours later, it's actually a debuff. What did they mean by this? I guess I'll have to consult a 14-minute lore video to figure out the true symbology behind this item description. I tell you, passive storytelling at its very best, especially when half of characters either disappear, die, or start T-posing during your playthrough. This might bother people who believe there's a story, which is the equivalent of finding a bunch of random notes and thinking to yourself, damn, that book was wild. Halo's plot is crazy. Have you not read all the secret terminals? On the bright side, Dark Souls lore channels now have a steady source of bread for the next 4 years. I assure you, you'll know every side character better than your own family. I don't remember which war Granddad was fighting, but I do know Patches. I know that, canonically, he is circumcised. Honestly, I don't judge. I still get to have my wife Ronnie. What I'm criticizing is the involvement of this fat fuck celebrated
George R. R.
helping to weave the narrative experience. Okay, let's see what this dude wrote. Sunset found her squatting in the grass, groaning. Every stool was looser than the one before and smelled fouler. By the time the moon came up, she was shitting brown water. The more she drank, the more she shat. But the more she shat, the thirstier she grew. And her thirst sent her crawling to the stream to suck up more water. I rest my case. J.R.R. Martin is the greatest author who has ever lived. He has also never finished his books. And so, fittingly, FromSoftware has embodied the spirit of J.R.R. Martin by never finishing a single quest line. Elden Ring is an ambitious platformer, and if you disagree, you haven't played the game.
Also, I feel like with the Shadow of the Erd Tree, just like the whole story feels a little unfinished to me, because it's like you find out that Miquella and Radahn had an alliance, or Miquella like manipulated him or charmed him. Either one, I don't really know. It's not like super clear. And then you just like kill Miquella, and then it's like, okay, bye. Like that, like that just ends.
never finishing a single quest line. Elden Ring is an ambitious platformer, and if you disagree, you haven't played the game, because half this game is jumping with a head start, or falling into a hole, into a canyon, into the place you originally wanted to, but accidentally jumped before doing so, adding an extra foot to the height of your fall, which turned it into a lethal descent. There's nothing I love more than jumping awkwardly off rooftops, but how do we spice it up? Archers. You love archers.
The archers.
And they've got tracking.
Oh my god, the archers in this, I think he's in Ordinia. Like, they were so annoying. Oh my god, they were so annoying.
And guess what? The sewer levels are back. And this time, they're essential to the plot.
So gross.
I'm thinking game of the year. Calling the mountain your game, Torrent. Absolute genius. So anybody Googling Elden Ring Torrent gets a bunch of horse pictures instead. I can't wait until Elden Ring 2 features the popular and beloved character Codex de Nuvo pre-cracked virus. But why are we here?
Oh, dude. Oh, wait, I gotta take another.
Oh my god, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
We're here for the difficulty because we're hardcore gamers. Take it from me. I've
exactly.
already beaten the final boss, John Elden Ring, so I can give a few pointers. Have you ever used a weapon, armor, fast travel, potions, or opened the world map? And I'm sorry to say, but you're playing the game wrong. This game is meant to be played level 1 as a wretch, using a single club, no upgrades. If you disagree, I'll call you a casual.
Fuck that. Not leveling up, using a single club, no upgrades. Like, good for you, Seth. It could not be me. Like, I'm leveling as much as I can. I'm using that mimic tier. Make fun of me all you want. I don't care. I'm using everything at my disposal, okay? I was like a magic user, like an intellect, or I think it's actually called intelligence, build. And then I was also had a build where I was more of a dexterity with 2 swords. That was fun. But yeah, like, I'm using every advantage I can. Like, fuck whatever he just is like doing right now.
No upgrades. If you disagree, I'll call you a casual. If you ever hear someone talking like this, take pity on them, because this behavior is characteristic of someone who stacks no paper and gets no bitches.
Oh, it was a joke. Okay, sorry. Sorry, Seth.
Games fundamentally aren't hard. You know what's hard? The circumstances of life, getting a degree, having a stable family, being born with a baby arm. You're born and one arm develops normally into an adult arm, but the other is this stunted mini child arm, which stops growing at like 3 years of age. So you're this freakish monstrosity. You'll be known around town as Baby Arm Man. And the only job you'll ever have is baby arm stock photo. Because it's harder for them to get a kid to pose for that. It's a lot more convenient to have a malformed monstrosity on standby. Furthermore, I genuinely believe that pattern recognition is a form of cheating. Your brain is literally destroying the difficulty of the experience by compensatory adaptation. I hope that people consider this in the future and later learn
if you're gonna recognize patterns, if you're gonna like learn the boss's movements and know exactly when to dodge, you're just a filthy cheating casual. Like, seriously. Hold on, what does this say? Eat Godric, the god of Ricks. He is hiding in Stormbell Castle like a little bitch. Oh, that rhymed. Nice. Side quest, seduce Melina. Seduce D. Find Maiden. Slay crabs 0 out of 10,000. Log in 200 times in a row. Die 50 times. Well, I'm sure he is, exceeding the expectation on this challenge.
Recognize that the truest FromSoftware experience would be a lobotomite run, where prior to playing, you perform a frontal lobotomy and sever your prefrontal cortex. Sometimes the only option you have to preserve the purity of your experience is brain damage. Multiplayer enhances the experience. Sometimes you'll see white phantoms briefly appear. These are players from other worlds going through their own journey. Once, I saw a white phantom appear, teabagging a dead NPC.
Oh my god,
in this moment,
so funny.
I knew I was playing a masterpiece. Messages and appraisal are exactly how Reddit users believe karma works. You upvote and you get actual physical nourishment from the karma. Oh look, a message on the floor. Maybe someone out there will tell me something useful. Then you open it and read it, only to see dog butthole closely followed by Fortnite. According to a true story, once upon a time, Miyazaki's car broke down in the middle of a road. food. This was during winter, so no help was to be found, when suddenly 3 strangers appeared out of nowhere, sucked him off, and left without even saying a word. And that's how Miyazaki got the inspiration for Souls multiplayer gameplay.
Okay.
Stunning, effervescent. Just like Bloodborne was a complex allegory for sexually transmitted HIV, Elden Ring is a rich synesthesia between seeing Swampland and remembering Blighttown, or hearing Leyendell long after you've left the capital, because my ears are still ringing from the sound of those fucking trumpets.
Oh my god.
Actual real critique. No
I
jokes,
get it.
no giggles. I think every boss should have a stake of America outside the boss room.
I think they kinda
Generally,
do,
this is
don't
true,
they?
but sometimes I gotta walk. And traditionally, I do not consider cardio as part of a boss fight. Now, the walks are more generous than any other Souls game, but just because somebody chose to take a smaller shit in my rice doesn't change the fact that it's still there. Inside my bowl,
Oh my
steaming
God,
up my
what?
Tupperware. I would also
What
have
is
originally said
happening
that
in
the
this
death
video?
group is quite long, but then I realized it's working as intended. You see, when you die in PvP, you have no option but to watch helplessly as someone spams point down and repeatedly defiles your dead body. My complaints are pretty mild. If, like me, you didn't realize Vigor has a non-linear scaling, it would have helped immensely.
Well-
You know that going 10 to 20 makes no tangible difference, but 20 to 40 is all the difference between taking a blow and getting one-tapped by most of the game.
I don't know,
wish I knew that at the
is the scaling on Vigor really that messed up? Because I feel like even just putting like 10 points in Vigor in the beginning like helps you a lot. But I know it kind of it doesn't scale. I think once you, but I feel like it's like once you put like 50 points in Vigor, then it's kind of like diminishing returns on the investment into Vigor, if you know what I mean. So I don't know. Is it really that bad in the beginning though? Let me know. Maybe I'm misremembering. We'll go back a tiny bit so we didn't miss anything.
is all the difference between taking a blow and getting one-tapped by most of the game. I wish I knew that at the start. Luckily, this game is very generous with its ability to reroll your character. If you're still paranoid, you can back up your save at no risk. I've done this more than 100 times without
I've
issue,
never done
and
this.
recommend you do the same, because despite
Never done
what
that.
anybody says, there's a million ways to brick your save. I've done it. I
Oh,
can
is there?
reproduce it. It's still there. Also, easy anti-cheat is a very good anti-cheat because it's very easy to turn off. My friend may have done exactly that, and more. Tell me, Seth, was he punished? Is he banned? No, some of the later fights have interesting hitboxes. Not like I care. I cheesed through that shit. This game makes you realize the greatest companion you'll ever
Is he
have
freezing
is
Melania?
yourself. So why not make a copy? Lore. Before continuing, we have to stop and talk about the best character in the game.
Oh,
Dung
no.
Eater. Loathsome Dung Eater. Ferocious feaster of feces. Devious doo-doo devourer.
Oh my
Dung Eater
God.
consumes excrement, feces, shit even. Nihilistic and with a wicked sense of humor. His greatest desire is to eat the poo-poo and of course murder you
Oh my
and
God.
defile your dead body. I think there's a lot we can learn from Dung Eater, but as a society, we're not yet ready for that conversation. Builds. There's many builds. Strength is terrible until you realize you can power stance through the entire game and block everything else with barricade shield for 0 stamina. Going strength, unfortunately, puts you at the highest
Maybe
risk group
I
for
should-
naming yourself the black
Wait, let me go back to that because I feel like I just learned something about Elden Ring here.
Nails with barricade shield for 0 stamina. Going strength, unfortunately, puts you at the highest risk group for naming yourself the Black Swordsman and cosplaying as your favorite slice of life anime. If I see
You know, maybe next time I play, I should get like a big shield and like a giant great sword too. I don't know. I've never been like blocking people with a sword, but I don't know. So maybe I've been playing wrong since I've been intelligence and like dexterity mainly.
you doing this, I'll summon you intentionally so I can kick you from my world. Dexterity. Do you enjoy
Yeah.
katanas?
Yes.
How about double katanas? Each
Ooh.
one longer than the last. Using realistic,
That's what I
historically
do.
accurate sword techniques from feudal era Japan. What about epic PvP
Oh,
combinations?
what did that just say on the screen?
Using realistic, historically accurate sword techniques from feudal era Japan? What about
Girl Kisser 420 PvP compilation. Welcome to my world. And now we have this. Very nice.
epic PvP compilations. Say no more. Get a river of blood today. Intelligence. Some would say a great
that's also
deal
me.
of their enjoyment comes from learning the moveset of every boss. A rhythmic dance between sword, swipe, and parry. A lethal symphony, silenced only by death. Others would disagree. I'm confident that if you ask any player running sorcery, what's their favorite boss, they'll recoil in surprise and say, I don't know any. I just sit at the back and spam Azure Comet. Faith incantations are very good. Abusing the animation of Catch Flame to cast them instantaneously is even better. And before you say it, I know. It's working exactly as intended. You know what else is intended? This. Also, this. And this. My greatest enjoyment of this game, beyond the exploration, the richness of the graphics, and the scale of the world they made, has been abusing every mechanic I possibly can before it gets patched out. And so, inevitably, I have taken to abusing other players. You might call them humans. I call them people who use Moonveil.
Yeah, the thing with my playthrough, since I started last summer, I think maybe there's been a lot of things that have been patched out and nerfed by the time I started. So I remember seeing some videos that Rivers of Blood is just like so overpowered. If you use it, you're a fucking loser. But like, I got Rivers of Blood in my first playthrough and I thought it was good, but I was like, I don't know. I'm not like overpowered. So maybe that's why.
Unironically, and thus I feel no remorse for any of my actions. In summary, Elden Ring attracts many different responses. Some fillet the long shaft of FromSoft endlessly. Others hate it because of their own incompetence. Walking manifestations of a Dunning-Kruger effect, these people believe that failure is not their own and somehow inflicted upon them by the universe. You can't be bad at video games, as video games are merely a subject matter. No, that is a deficit in your cognitive ability. Something that likely plagues you in every aspect of your life.
Yes,
in summary,
that's
if you're
100%
bad at video
true.
games, you're bad at life.
Yep.
You've got a smooth brain and a low IQ. Your fate is to be a grunt in the New World Order. And then there's others, like me, who are quietly waking up to the fact that maybe we should have never dropped those bombs to begin with. I guess what I'm trying to say is Elden Scrolls, 10 out of 10, garbage.
Elden
As
Scrolls.
always, more content to come, so stay tuned. If you're interested in some merchant multiplayer, password FUGHUNT goes in all fields. First 52 Invade get a 15% off their first month of FUGHunters.com, the official sponsor of this video. And now, allow me to conclude this presentation with some calming visuals. Rest assured, most of the things seen here can no longer be afflicted on another human being. A warm thanks to the many members of a Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
Yeah.